Donald Trump's name is going to be most likely on it in some form or fashion because Donald Trump is on a ton of the stuff that's already been released. Trump is all over the call logs of the Epstein files. We showed you Donald Trump saying that Jeffrey Epstein's a great. He likes women on the younger side and likes to have a good time. We've showed you all of these videos of Donald Trump partying with Epstein. Trump's name is in deposition testimony where Epstein told women he was trafficking that he was going to bring them to a Trump casino and that he was calling Donald Trump.
The files were right there on my desk. That's what Attorney General Pam Bondi said about the Epstein documents just months ago. Fast forward to today, and those same files have mysteriously vanished into thin air. Representative Paulina is now demanding answers, while Trump's team is scrambling for excuses. What happened to all that talk about transparency? Something smells fishier than Trump's spray tan on a hot summer day. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember when Donald Trump and his crew promised to release all those Epstein files?
Release the files, Donald. Release the files, Attorney General Pam Bondi. You're not going to release the files. We know what you're doing here. Remember, you had Attorney General Pam Bondi saying, we're going to release the JFK files and we're going to release the RFK files. We're going to release the MLK files. Now all the MAGA people are saying the Epstein files, they're deleted. They're gone. The deep state got to it. Whistleblowers are saying they've been destroyed.
Yeah, well, those files have gone missing faster than Trump's comb over in a hurricane. Let's take a trip down broken promise lane, shall we? First up, we've got Pam Bondi appearing on Fox News, putting on quite the show. With all the confidence in the world, she declared the Epstein files were sitting on my desk right now to review. She even added that releasing them was a directive by President Trump, and she was personally reviewing that. Impressive, right? Except that was weeks ago, and apparently her desk must be some kind of black hole where documents go to die. Republican Representative Luna wasn't buying it. She publicly called out Bondi on social media, asking the question we're all thinking. If the files are right there, what's the holdup? Luna even suggested this might be just another case of pending review, meaning it will never see the light of day. Ouch! When your own team starts calling you out, you know something's fishy. But wait, there's more. It's not just Luna who's wondering where these magical disappearing files went. Representative Tim Burchett has been publicly asking, where are the Epstein files? That's a pretty straightforward question that shouldn't be hard to answer if everything is above board.
We've showed you the facts where Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the trafficker for Epstein, who brought the girls to Epstein, would find some of those girls at Mar-a-Lago, like Virginia Giuffre, who was homeless. We know that Donald Trump hosted these weird beauty pageants for girls. Donald Trump's bragged that he would inspect women naked at his beauty pageants because he was the leader. Ghislaine Maxwell found Giuffre at Mar-a-Lago, brought her to Epstein. Then Epstein started trafficking her. And we've got the receipts here. I mean, Epstein was on Donald Trump's plane.
Even Mike Flynn, one of Trump's most loyal soldiers, has jumped on the transparency train, declaring, "We need full transparency." When Flynn starts demanding answers, you know the Orange Man's administration is in trouble. The really juicy part? Luna made it clear her committee doesn't even have the authority to declassify these documents. So all this chest-thumping about files being reviewed is looking more and more like a big fat nothing burger served with a side of lies. What happened to all those big promises? The JFK files, the MLK files, and now the Epstein files, all supposedly ready for release, all mysteriously trapped in bureaucratic limbo. It's almost like someone doesn't want the American people to see what's in them. But why would Trump's team promise transparency and then deliver nothing but excuses? All this document dodging makes perfect sense when you realize Trump's relationship with Epstein isn't some deep state conspiracy.
Paulina, conspiracy theorist, but she's a MAGA Republican congresswoman from Florida. I think they put her in charge of like the Epstein task force that they're focused on. JFK, MLK, Epstein, UFOs, and all of these things. So she asks the Department of Justice, can you release the Epstein files? And they refused to turn it over. The GOP oversight sent a letter to the Justice Department, that's Trump's Attorney General, Pam Bondi, asking for a status on releasing the Epstein files as well as the JFK files.
It's documented in photos, videos, and Trump's own big mouth. The receipts are already public, folks, and they paint a picture so uncomfortable that it's no wonder those promised files keep playing hide and seek. Let's look at what we already know. Trump's name appears on flight logs for Epstein's infamous Lolita Express private jet. Not a great look for someone who claims he barely knew the guy. But wait, there's video evidence too? In footage aired by MSNBC, Trump is seen partying it up with Epstein and, in his own words, called him a great guy who likes women on the younger side. When someone tells you who they are, maybe believe them the first time. Here's where it gets really creepy. Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's victims, was actually recruited by Ghislaine Maxwell at Mar-a-Lago. Yes, Trump's fancy Florida club was literally a hunting ground for Epstein's trafficking operation. But I'm sure that's just a wild coincidence, right?
At Pam Bondi, what is the status of the documents? These documents were ordered declassified by Donald Trump. So then you had all of the MAGA propagandists on social media. Whistleblower reveals the FBI has begun deleting and destroying files that could be linked to the Epstein list. The FBI has been working day and night to destroy the files on its servers. Paulina Luna is calling out Pam Bondi for stonewalling the Epstein and JFK files. Bondi claimed last week the documents were on her desk pending review. But now, radio silence.
Trump's own behavior around young women isn't exactly reassuring either. He's bragged about beauty pageants, saying, "I sort of get away with things like, you see these incredible-looking women," suggesting he would inspect contestants backstage. Models have come forward claiming he groped them during these pageants, with one stating he jumped on her while she tried to fight him off. Normal stuff, totally presidential. And who could forget when Trump was asked about Ghislaine Maxwell during her sex trafficking trial? Instead of condemning a woman accused of helping traffic minors, our former president said, "I wish her well." Not, "I hope justice is served," or, "if guilty, she should face consequences." Nope, just well wishes for a sex trafficker. Super normal. Audio recordings from Epstein himself reveal that he considered himself one of Trump's closest friends and suggested Trump enjoyed using his power to pursue women. Birds of a feather and all that jazz. Let's be real here. When important files vanish after big promises, that's not some innocent oopsie moment. Legal experts are sounding alarms that withholding documents from Congress isn't just rude, it's potentially breaking the law. And guess what? This isn't Trump's special trick. Remember Reagan's administration pulling the same disappearing act with government efficiency files? It's like watching reruns of America's least favorite show. Where did those pesky documents go? The pattern couldn't be more obvious if it wore a neon sign. First, they promise total transparency like they're suddenly allergic to secrets. Then comes the endless delays, followed by the classic "what files," routine, and finally blaming some random intern, or the deep state, or probably space aliens. By then, most people are too exhausted to keep asking questions. So next time someone promises to show you all the secret files, maybe ask yourself, who's sweating the most about what's in them? The answer might just tell you everything the missing papers would have.